Back like we never left. I'm going to make this very brief, 15 seconds only. I was gone for way too long. I moved into a new house. I got super lazy. Life happens. But let's talk about the topic of this video: how to build and why you should build your own personal mythology. First, what is a personal mythology? Personal mythology is kind of self-explanatory, but a personal mythology is a tale, journey, a story that you are building for yourself. Origin story, not just your origin, but in general, a story. So imagine fictional characters. No real person has as good of a origin story or story as a fictional character. Let's be real. There's no person that's just as exciting as Spider-Man and Superman. So, like many artists actually really do, you could build your own story akin to a fictional character, right? And that's what I'm talking about in this video: personal mythology. That's what it is. So as you go through life, one, you probably have some things that make your story interesting as a regular human being, but to upgrade yourself to like a story that's mythological and like mythology on some Olympus, on some Zeus, on some Spider-Man, on some Superman shit, you have to go through hoops, and you have to go through a lot of character building moments, and you have to like literally just sit. This is how I pretty much did it myself, and I'm going to explain what my personal mythology really is a little bit, not too much personal. Fuck. You have to literally just sit and think a lot. I did so much sitting and thinking, bro. Oh shit. I've done so much sitting and thinking, bro. Why is this shit so weak? Anyway, I've done so much sitting and thinking since like 2020. It's actually insane, and I probably need to chill. But I sat, I thought, I prayed, I did all types of things while building my personal mythology, right? So let me talk about my personal mythology so you can think about yours a little bit more. It's 2023. I'm 17, 16, whatever. My senior year of high school, 17 probably, I'd say. Yeah, one of those. And at the time, I'm not a frequent IG user or anything like that. I'm discovering myself more. I'm getting more handsome, a lot more handsome. I just started growing my locks out, like just started in September. I started of that year, or 2022, I guess. I started growing my locks out. I'm getting more handsome. I'm getting more handsome. Life is changing. Socially, I am better than I've ever been in my life. I'm a very introverted, stay to myself ass nigga. I used to get cold sweats in the most littlest ass interactions with people. I get into a whole cold sweat and start stuttering crazy, and I was just a very obvious, nervous, awkward kid, bro, growing up. That all changed after COVID. Things happen. I'm probably autistic too, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, I got more social, I guess you could say, in my senior year because I was just tired. It gets to a point, bro. It gets to a point with that nervous, awkward, shy shit. You get tired of it. I got tired of it, bro. So in 2023, my senior year of high school, I got tired of it. I was like, I'm going to put myself out there. I was also, thankfully, in a cooking program, where I just was around 20 other niggas that I pretty much been going to school with for years. We all got super close, and shout out to all of them. Thank you for them niggas. They don't even know, but being a part of that class in 2023 was really a lot. That meant a lot to me. I think about it a lot. But in 2023, I became much more social, thinking about content creation. I wasn't making videos, nothing yet. Think about what I'm gonna do after high school. Thinking about what's important to me and what I'm passionate about, what I'm gonna do in my life. That's the scariest question. Next 5 years of your life. Well, that's a scary ass question, mind you. And I'm like 3 years after graduating from high school. Who has a scary ass question to be asked as a high schooler, as a senior, as a junior? Yeah, niggas didn't know. Niggas still don't really know. Niggas just gonna keep grinding though. And I'm thinking. I have my IG name as my first name, Braxton. My first name is Braxton. My middle name is Arnez. That's why I got arnezexcelsior from. But my name on IG, even though I didn't really use it that much, was Work in Progress Braxton, WIP Braxton. I later then changed it to Work in Progress Arnez. After changing it to Work in Progress Arnez, because I wanted to embrace my middle name more and I thought it was cool. I used to not think it was cool. I was like, okay, I don't like the work in progress no more. I'm not working in progress no more, pretty much. I'm starting to figure things out. I found the word Excelsior because I love Spider-Man. I love Stan Lee for creating Spider-Man. And I'm like, okay, Braxton Excelsior. No, 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 no. Arnez Excelsior. And that's how I came up with the first step of my personal mythology. Now, how you do it, that's on you. It's personal to you. That's how I came up with the first step of my personal mythology. I don't go by my real government name anymore. I go by my middle name, and I go by the name I gave myself, which I find a lot of power in personally. A name I was given at birth and a name I gave myself, Excelsior, right? Arnez Excelsior. And that's how I was like, that was like my first step unconsciously, because I didn't know what personal mythology meant. I'm gonna say it a lot in this video. I didn't know what personal mythology meant or was until about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's how my first step of building my personal mythology. And from there, I am doing some of it right now. I have started consecration with the name arnezexcelsior. This video will be on my second channel, AE Mine the 19th. I was born on October 19th. That's why it's arnezexcelsior's Mine the 19th, you know? And yeah, I'm continuing to build my personal mythology. I feel like let's talk about why you do it actually real quick. I feel like it's important to do it. If you view yourself as like a creative person, you want to make music, you want to drop albums, you want to be on some Tyler Creator shit, you want to have eras. He got Chromacopia, he got Flower Boy, he got all them eras of himself. That's his personal mythology. That is Tyler the Creator's personal mythology. A lot of artists do this as artists. In their albums, they have different eras. A lot of creatives in general do this, bro. They have personal mythologies. Whether you are doing something creative or not, I believe there's something to benefit from it, right? So that's why I feel like you should do a personal mythology. Have one, and why I do it partially too. Let me talk more about my personal mythology so you can really understand where I'm coming from and how you can begin yours. So I gave myself the name arnezexcelsior. I started making consecration under the name arnezexcelsior. Have I been super consistent? No. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. I should have a video coming out soon about talking about this 90-day run I'm trying to do. But started making consecration under the name arnezexcelsior, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube channels. This is my second channel. And then I started thinking about, okay, I should get in this notes app real quick, but okay, beyond consecration, what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about fashion. I'm passionate about pretty much all creative things, really, but anime, voice acting. So voice acting in anime, making an anime, those are my goals one day. Acting in general, I'm passionate about. Fashion, I'm passionate about. I think I want to make a fashion brand, but I don't want to sell it. I just want to be the only one wearing it. Yeah, that's the type of time I'm on my fashion. I want to make clothes, be the only one wearing it, and it's my brand and my brand only. Maybe family and friends could get some, maybe. And it'll be Excelsior, of course. Fashion and music. I feel like when you love an art form enough, yeah, I could just do music reactions all day. This album fire. Eventually, I'm going to want to be the one that makes the album eventually. And that's where it's got to at this point. I've realized next year, 2 years, I'm probably going to drop some music. I probably am. Ass or not ass, it doesn't matter. This is for me. It's like I said, personal mythology, by the way. This is for me. I could sell straight booty butt cheeks, and I could get triple fucking cardboard, styrofoam, plastic on Spotify. I don't give a fuck. I could have 1,000 monthly listeners or less forever. That doesn't matter to me. Like I said, this is a personal mythology meant to build my story. It's for my soul, to satiate my soul, to feel fulfilled, right? It's all about passion to me. So I thought about these things, bro. If I was to tell my story, to build a story or make let's say a storytelling album, how would I have that storytelling album? How will I talk about it, right? And that's where this tattoo comes in a little bit. This is probably, no, it's not my first tattoo. This is my first tattoo that explains a little bit of the personal mythology. So me getting this tattoo, I had no plans of this being a part of my personal mythology. I just love Black Panthers. But this tattoo, a Black Panther, I'm getting this covered up, by the way. I know this look ass. Don't even look at it, man. Anyway, that tattoo, the Black Panther, was my first tattoo to really express my personal mythology. This is my second tattoo now. It looks crazy and it's bleeding, so I can't show y'all. It's still healing and shit. But that's my second tattoo that really expresses my personal mythology. And I'll tell you the meaning of the Black Panther a little bit. The Black Panther, of course, I'm a black person, so Black Panthers have a lot of symbolism. I just love this. It's a beautiful, beautiful animal. Beautiful, beautiful animal when you look at it. And it just represents a lot of strength and shit. You know, the typical animal most of us gives a lion for strength and shit. I feel like it represents being grounded. It represents black people. It represents strength. It represents all things like that. This is a Cheshire cat. You know, Cheshire cat, Alice in the Wonderland, one of my favorite movies that I'm addicted to. Just got this today, or yesterday is 12th. And you know, it just represents being a guide. Cheshire cat was a guide to Alice and Alice in the Wonderland. So I'm thinking of in the mind of Arnez in the Wonderland, right? It's the Cheshire cat is my guide, just like for Alice. And my guide, this Cheshire cat, is along with me, and follows the kind of same philosophy that I believe in, which is absurdism, nihilism, all the other isms. Not really for me. I've realized though over years now, I think at least one or two, I've started to learn more and more about absurdism about 1 or 2 years ago, and I've adopted the mindset more and more of an absurdist. And absurdism, you know, I believe I might have made a video on this before, or I was going to, I don't know. Absurdism is the philosophy of understanding where that the universe and life in general has no meaning, no purpose, and you give strength to that. You accept that, take it at face value, and you don't get sad about it. Like this cat. This cat accepts the madness, you know, the corny shit you might see if you search up the Cheshire Cat. We're all mad here. Accepts the madness as the reality of life and the universe existence. And instead of being all sad about it, because what you gonna go do that for? You accept it and make the best out of it. You laugh, you live. You don't have a meaning in life. You don't have a purpose in life. You give yourself one. You give power to that. I wasn't given a reason to live. I can give myself one. That's a beautiful thing to me, and that's why I adopted the absurdism mindset philosophy. And this cat is a big figure, spirit animal, if you will. Same with this Black Panther. Wrong arm. Same with this Black Panther. It's like a big spiritual guide, spirit animal, symbolizing absurdism. This doesn't symbolize absurdism, but this is also like another spirit animal that symbolizes strength and being grounded in black people, black power, revolution. You know, and that's two of the 4 mythological beasts that I will be getting tattooed on my body. I won't talk about the next ones. I can talk about what they represent, but I don't think I'll talk about the next ones. 2 of the 4 mythological beasts that represent me, my journey, my story, for my personal mythology, my myth, and yeah. So I'm getting 4 mythological beasts tatted on me. If you know, you know. In Chinese culture, there's 4 mythological beasts that represent the West, the East, the South, the North, the elements of wood, metal, fire, water. So I took homage on some non-vicious shit, inspo, and yeah, I'll be getting 4 mythological beasts tattooed on me. Except I'm not doing. It's Phoenix, dragon, a wind tiger, and a willip, something like that. It's a weird looking animal, horse thing. And yeah, I chose my own mythological beast, and that, like I said, this goes with my personal mythology. These 4 beasts that I'm getting tattooed on me all have symbolism and meaning, deep symbolism and meaning. These are all spiritual guides. The other 2, I'm not going to talk about them yet, but I could explain them a little bit. I could. Let me go to my notes, bro. One of my notes. That's why I say I journal as much as I can nowadays to really understand my personal mythology at this point. I have one that will. Both of the next 2 they fly. They fly, and the symbolism of them flying is important. What else? Shit. How much can I talk about? I don't know how much I can talk about. I don't believe in sharing too much about yourself, if I'm honest. That's why on this page, yeah, I'm being real, but I'm not being the realist. I'll be real about that. And in turn, that kind of makes me the realist, so I like that. One of them will represent glory, purity, untamed spirit, and foolishness, which, as I continue with my personal mythology, foolishness or being the fool, if you know what I mean, I'm not going to go too into that, playing the role of the fool. And actually, ironically enough, you might be able to see it. It's an infinity symbol, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to explain too much. What I said is our research is what we needed. That's but in my personal mythology, this infinity symbol playing the fool is an important thing in my personal mythology. It's kind of like step zero, if you will, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like step zero, playing the fool, the role of the fool. That's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want to get too much into it. That's like step zero of my personal mythology, the fool. I'm currently in that, or I'm entering that. I can't tell which one. I'm a fool. I don't know. Or so they say. Maybe I'm not a fool. Maybe I'm the smartest nigga alive. Who knows? But yeah. Let me go back to that. Yeah, that represents untamed spirit, foolishness, purity, glory, and swag. And the other one, the other animal, where the fuck is it? I'll be writing too much, man. Oh, okay. I write a lot, dog. Oh my god. So the next tattoo slash mythological beast, which I don't know which one I'll get tatted next, but whatever one it is, I'm leaning on this one being the last one. Anyway, it represents creativity, spark, you could say, a new chapter with pure creative potential, potential in general. Like I said, cycling back to the full potential is a big thing that I'm worried about, and feeling that potential. I have infinite potential, infinite. Also confidence, magnetic confidence. So confidence that attracts others. Confidence that attracts others. Confidence in general. Once again, a lot of creativity and inner godliness, inner self improvement, and inner godliness, meaning the inner God within you, the God within you, appreciating it, showing love to it, accepting it, recognizing it, things of that nature. These are detrimental, very detrimental parts to my personal mythology. I'm not going to talk about it much more other beyond what I just said because they're very detrimental, very, and personal. So that's just what I would say for now for my personal mythology. And I didn't mean to make this so long. It always happens like this. Always does. Okay. But my personal mythology, I have my 4 mythological beasts who are also spiritual guides and who are important in each journey I go through, who are important in general through my whole life and my whole journey and my whole outlook on life, from absurdism to whatever other philosophies I take in, whatever else I believe in the future, because who knows. And that's my personal mythology. That's a key part of my personal mythology, these 4 spiritual guides I have. And shout out my new one, Cheshire Cat. And now, whether you decide to build your personal mythology, you might just be like an accountant. You might be an accountant right now or in the future. You have no wants to ever get into anything creative to where, a personal mythology really would matter that much. But, it's fun. So that's all I can say, at least. It's fun. I definitely feel like I'm discovering more about myself and my passions through creating this discography, this mythology for myself. I really love it. I'm really having fun with this. I'm learning more about myself. I am appreciating more things about myself. I am learning about it that it genuinely shaped my future. It's shaping my present right now. That's why I'm even making this. It could genuinely shape my future, and it will. It will. This could literally turn into a lifelong, almost like Oda with One Piece. My ideas with my personal mythology, I could see it genuinely turning into like a lifelong mission, a goal, a lifelong project that fulfills me and my soul and myself to a limit I never thought possible. All right. So I will probably leave the video here. I'll just leave it with this real quick. When it comes to building your own personal mythology, I cannot tell you how to do it. All I did is just say what I did to build mine. So if you seriously want to build your own personal mythology, I suggest, like I said, laying down, sitting down, being alone, possibly, and just thinking. Healthy amount of alone, not complete self-isolation. Try to be around people, try to be in community with others. That's what we should be doing as human beings, and that's our problem right now. Um, so sit, think a lot, think until your brain hurt, and then keep thinking. That's what I've been doing for years, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I think that's what's going to make me get to where I want to be, get to where I will be, get to where I will be. So please, if you take anything from this video, I'm pretty much just screaming about the future and how I'm going to make it look like how I want it to be. How I'm going to use my present to make my future into what I want it to be. You should be trying to do that too. And yeah, bro, I'm glad to be back. I'm about to get back more and more with these consistent posts in general, but on this channel too, because I do love video journaling. I've been doing regular journaling, like I said, I'm looking at it right now. I love video journaling, bro. I don't care if no one sees this or everyone sees it. It just feels good. And yeah, that's all for now, though. Excelsior shit, nigga. Excelsior out.